Hello. Sorry about the delay there. Technical difficulties, indeed. So, welcome back. It is not Sunday, but we did just play this game on Sunday, after which I rapidly discovered that the camera had not been in focus for pretty much the entire stream. So it was extremely blurry and I didn't feel like uploading that to YouTube. Plus, I kind of feel like I got a bit of a bad shake on the card draws during the playthrough. So like, I didn't feel like it was really representative of the game. So all of that together, I was like, you know what? Fine. Let's just film it again. It's no big deal. Let's just stream it again, play it again. The whole idea about this game is that it's a roguelike. You're expected to die and play it multiple times. So, hey, I mean, it's the spirit of the game, right? so let's do it again. No harm. Plus, it's fun. And I'm excited to see if I can actually get through it this time, at least Act 1. I've played the video game several times. I really enjoy the video game. This is a really good translation of the video game. So, hey, why not? Let's roll, right? I'll breeze through the details. In case you've never seen Slay the Spire before, I'll just really rapidly talk about it. You're really just ascending this spire here on the left side of the screen. We started at the bottom, and every one of these stops along this route up the spire is an encounter of some kind. Either we're going to be doing an event card, or we're going to be in combat fighting something, or we're going to be visiting a merchant and buying something, or we're going to be dealing with a big monster, and it's even harder to fight, or we could just get a relic. We're just going to continue to work our way up. Oh, and we're also going to rest periodically, hopefully, and get some health along the way. And we're going to work our way all the way up to the top of the spire, where we will fight the big boss at the top of the spire. And you can actually play through this in acts. So this is Act 1. We're going to play. We could then progress if we survive. We could progress to Act 2, Act 3. There's even an Act 4. And then you can ascend, which then changes the rules of the game and makes it even more difficult and challenging. If you've gotten so good at the game that you can do that, then the game offers you even more challenge on top of that. The cards that you face in every act are different. It's a different deck of cards that you face. Your character has its own deck of cards, and it's got a starting set of cards. It's got cards you add to that deck over time. Some of those cards are uncommon. Other cards are rare, and then there are some common cards in there as well. And each of those cards are upgradable. So you start with a basic card, the standard version of that card, and then you can optionally spend the action to upgrade those cards when you have the opportunity. So you have that selection capability throughout the time. You get to tune your deck exactly the way you want it. And that's the challenge of the game, is learning the characters and then learning the optimal strategy for how to play those characters, and then of course getting used to the enemies that you're fighting in given acts and learning how to best fight them. You will face off against bigger and badder monsters as we go, and when they do, they're going to have additional hit points, larger even. So then you're going to be tracking those on its own hit point tracker. Each character is asymmetric, so if you're playing this in multiplayer, then every character's got its own unique flavor, and it's not just a little pasted on flavor either. These are very different tooled characters. So you actually need to spend the time and invest and learn how to play each of them, because they have a very unique set of mechanics even. And the card decks being different for a character reinforce that and give you even more unique and different things. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I am playing the Silent. That is the green character. This really cool mini here. You can see that. I'll put it over here. This is pretty cool. In fact, I can even pull it up and I'll make it even bigger so you can see that. So there's the mini for the Silent. Very cool. And the way this works is that every time we have an encounter, especially in combat, we're going to be revealing the enemy on the same row as every character. So if you're playing this multiplayer, every player will be on a different row, and you can then cooperate together to not just in terms of helping each other, but also there is no symmetrical, I'm going to take my turn, then you take your turn. I can play my one card, and then you can play your card, and then I can play another card, and then this other player can play another card, and you can do that collectively until you all run out of energy for that combat, for that phase of the combat. And so that's just an indication that you're not just stuck playing the cards in your hand. The other players can be there to help you as well. To simulate that in a solo game, there's a little loaded die relic that you start with, which just gives you an extra little block ability whenever you happen to roll that on the die. You'll see that as we go. So on the player board here, you have hit points. We start at 9. That's the max hit points. Block, you start at 0, but you play cards to get block, and that just soaks damage that the enemy will deal you at when it's their turn to go in every combat. And then energy, you start at 3. And then there are other cards that let you gain energy along the way. My special ability in the Silent is at the start of every combat, I get to draw 2 additional cards. So normally you draw 5 cards. Every single time you go, you draw 5 cards. And then, but for me, as the Silent went, the beginning of every encounter, every combat encounter, I draw 2 additional cards. So you'll see me draw 7 cards at the start and then 5 after that. What else? Yeah, there's potions. So you're going to get cards like this that stick around, and potions are one-shots. So you'll see us get potions as we play, and then I can burn those at the opportune moments to save my skin, which I did last game, and to decent effect, actually. The other thing is that each character's kind of got their shtick, right? The Silent has got what are called shivs. They're basically blades, they're knives, and you can accumulate them and then save them up and use them all at once, or you can just pepper your opponents with them as you want to throughout the game. So you're going to find cards that will let you gain shivs and then spend them as you will during the combat. And then the other thing is I will often be able to apply poison damage to my opponents. So you'll see me adding poison tokens to enemies as we go along as well. So that's it. I'm going to stop there, and we'll see the rest of it as we go. If there's questions, throw them in chat. We'll go. The first thing we do during setup is we find out what big baddie we're facing. So I will I'll turn on that, and we'll just roll really quickly and see who we got. So, okay, I rolled a 5. 5 and 6 is the same big bad monster we faced last time, which is the slime. Do we want to see somebody different for the sake of just variety? Or do we want to take on that slime again and see if we can take him down? I'm fine either way. I'll leave it to chat. If chat has an opinion either way, then I can always re-roll, and we'll see if we get a 1 through 4. Or we say, screw it, and we go with the sleam. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Is it going to be the sleam, or is it going to be somebody new? I don't care either way. I'm open to whatever people want to play. Anybody have opinions? See, poll, interesting. Okay, so if you're not, there we go. A re-roll is vote number 1. Okay, all right. Anybody else have an opinion? I'm happy to re-roll it. 45 seconds to vote on the poll, and then we'll re-roll. Unless you have a different opinion. If it's tied, it's me. I break ties. Okay. 30 seconds. Do you have an opinion? Are we going to fight the slime again, or are we going to re-roll and see if we get somebody new? 15 seconds. Here we go. Let's see. Do we get one more voter? No, looks like it's going to be a re-roll. Looking like it. 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right, it's a re-roll. Here we go. Let's see what we get. We get a 3. Let's see who we're going to fight. Okay, I've never looked at these. I've only seen the slime. I haven't looked at the rest of these bosses at all. So here we go. This is the... Is that in focus? I guess that's in focus, isn't it? Can you read that? I think you can read that. Let me know if you can't read that. If it's not focused, I will try to refocus it. This is the Hexaghost. The Hexaghost, when you see these red boxes, this is the order that they will go When they take actions in combat, they will start out at the top and the cube will work its way down the stack. And when it reaches the end, if it's still alive, it will loop back up to the top and keep going. It will deal a bunch of area effect damage. And the attacks are fairly decent. This, they're shockingly moderate looking. I'm kind of surprised. There's one that gets a lot of block. This one, you know, attacks 3 and 3 and then strengthens. So that's a bit of a trick, but status. Oh, I see. Okay, so what that little fire icon is this card here. Let me shift that over. Hexaghost. Yeah. Put in your discard pile. It is unplayable. At the end of turn, take 1 damage if this is in your hand. Ruh-roh. And it's unplayable. Unplayable means cards with unplayable cannot be played and do not have an energy cost. If an effect attempts to play an unplayable card, that card has no effect and is discarded. So, I can't get rid of them. The longer this stays in my hand, the more damage I'm going to take. That sucks. And now that I see that in context, almost every single action that it takes adds at least 1 to my deck. Yes, it gums up my deck, but more importantly, the moment they start showing up, I have no choice but to keep them in my hand and take damage at the end of my turns. And I only have 9 hit points. So I better kill this thing fast, and it has 36 hit points. Now, the good news is, this is, by the way, variable hit points for the number of players. So at player 1, it's 36. Player 2, second player, if you have 2 players, then it's 75. 3 players, 112, and so on. So at 36 hit points, I have to hit him and hit him hard as quickly as possible. And the good news is they go into my discard pile when I gain them, so I don't see them show up right away. But that does tell me that I'm going to want to get a fair amount of cards in my deck to try to have as many abilities as possible, to deal as much damage as possible before I shuffle that deck and am forced to start drawing these damage cards. So that's an interesting thing to be thinking about. So here's what we do. We put that at the top of the spire here, just as an ever-present threat that is what is coming our way. Okay, with that in mind, we now know a little bit about our future. So now we do is we take this Meow, this Meow deck. Meow is this character here. It's a 3-eyed whale. And we draw our top card. And this is, every time you play the video game and the board game, you visit the 3-eyed whale first. And it gives you a little bit of a starting buff. It's a little different, a little bit of difference every time you play. So the way these cards work, and this is true in the video game as well, you always get the top in the red, and then you choose one of the 3 blues. So I'm going to gain $3. I already have, because I figured that would be the case. And solo player, you gain 2 extra bucks, so you start with 5. And then you get to gain a card. We'll do that in a moment. But then we get to remove a card if we want to, or we get to transform a card. Transform basically lets you remove a card from your deck and then top deck the new cards. So you don't really know what you're going to get, but it's going to be something better than the starting card. It may not synergize well with your deck though, so that's always a trick. And then you could instead, I could transform 2 cards, but if I do that, I would lose 3 hit points. So that's interesting. So let me just make sure I read transform again, that I don't mess that up. I'm pretty certain transform, that I have that right. Transform. I had it a moment ago. Hold on, just want to make sure I get this right. Transform. Remove any card from your deck that isn't a curse. Keep it in removed pile. Add the top card for, yeah, right, it should be random. Okay, yep, I was right. Okay, good. All right, so let's get our first card. Let's resolve the 3-card draw. We can get rid of these Meow cards. We're not going to see any more of those this game. This is our starting one. Another try. Yes, another try. So we'll move him aside. And we're going to draw 3 cards and choose 1. Ooh, all right, NetGod. If you remember last time we played, I didn't choose Blade Dance, and then I subsequently did not receive another card that provided me shivs for the rest of the game. Not one. So I regretted not taking Blade Dance. We're taking the Shiv. So yes, we're absolutely taking the Shiv. The rest of those go back to the bottom of the draw deck. So if for some miracle you happen to draw all the way through that deck, you may see those cards again. Okay, so now, do we want to remove a card? Do we want to transform a card? Or transform two cards? I like the idea of transforming a card. Because there's a lot of, I mean, the starting cards are very basic, right? They're fine. There's like add a block, do 1 damage, all your standard deck builder, like weak but effective cards, right? Here's the Blade Dance we just added. We'll leave our neutralize, that has come in handy. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of one of my strike cards. We're gonna transform a strike card. So that's what we're going to do. Here's the strike card we're getting rid of, and what's going to replace it is the top deck of the draw pile, and that is, an uncommon card. Deal 1 damage for each skill card in my hand. Ooh, that could be fun. That's a nice little kind of moderate card that's really going to help us. It's not like super rare or fancy, but like that. There's a lot of cases where you're going to have a skill card in your hand. So that could be pretty powerful depending on the draw. I like it. So out that card goes. Meow is done. Thank you, Meow. And I believe it is time to take our first encounter. So if we look at our board here, the very first thing you always do is the very first step on the board is an encounter. But the nice thing is your very first encounter when you are squishy and have very little upgrades rather, is this first encounter deck. So I turned off the player break. So we're going to shuffle this deck up. There's only like 4 cards in it, so it's fine. And we'll just see who we get. We got a Jawworm. I have not faced the Jawworm before, I don't think. So we'll set aside the starting deck. Okay, so Jawworm is a dice kind of character. They look like this. If we defeat it, we get 1 gold, we get a potion, and we get another card added to our deck. Hey, that's nice. So every time we go, we take turns in combat, we're going to roll a die. And at the top, we do that at the very first thing, and then that tells us that this enemy is going to do, what it's about to do, if we don't kill it. So we're going to take our actions. If it's still alive, then it's going to do whatever that die roll says. So if we roll a 1 to 2 here, it'll give itself 2 block, and it will strengthen. That gives it a +1 to all its future attacks. If I roll a 3 or 4, it will do a 2 damage attack and give itself 1 block. So it'll soak 1 damage that I give it, basically. Yeah. And then if I roll a 5 or 6, it just tries to do a 3-point attack on me. So I have to defend against those attacks. I have to have enough block in my played. I have to play enough block in order to offset that damage, or it does end up hitting me as hit points. And I only have 9 hit points, and you don't have too many opportunities to heal, so you have to be careful. And I should mention that the Jawworm starts with 8 hit points. Pretty beefy, but he doesn't summon anybody else. There are other characters, and most of the other big baddies will summon other cards, so you end up having to fight all of them off. This one is 8 hit points, but it's just him. So let's get to work. All right, now let's shuffle up our, not try to throw our entire deck around, first of all. Let's shuffle up our deck. We added some cards, we transformed some cards. So let's get some randomization happening here. Okay. So let's see. 8 hit points. All right, we're all shuffled up. And if we look, we're going to put a little red tracking cube on his hit points just to remind us that that's what we're doing. And we always go first. So again, because I am playing the silent, I draw 7 cards at the start of combat and then 5 cards every time after that. So here comes our starting 7. Oh, okay. Got one of our new upgraded cards. There's a skill card. There's another skill card already in our hand. There's a 3rd skill card. This is looking good. Okay, and then we get a block. All right, and we get some shivs. But again, we only have 3 energy to play with, and each one of these cards has an energy cost. all of them happen to be one energy cards. So I can play 3 of these cards, and that's all. So I have to be cognizant of the fact. But I also didn't roll the die. I need to roll the die. I should have done that first. I rolled a 6, so he's going to do a 3-point damage attack against me, which means I need to defend 3 damage. Or I need to do 8 damage before the end of the round, one or the other. I don't know how I'm going to do 8 damage. Let's see. Skill card 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do 4 damage if I played this card. I kind of want to just take the hit, but I don't really. This is so early. I don't really want to take that kind of damage early on. What I might do, though, is block for 2 and do 4 damage with this one card, and then just take 1 point of hit point damage. Because it's just so easy. I could deal 4 points of damage right now. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to play is just exactly what I talked about. I'm going to do a defend for 2 cards. So that's 2 energy down to 1. And then I'm going to, oh wait, I do this in the wrong order. I still have them in my hand. So we're going to play the flechettes first, which deals 1 damage for each skill card in my hand. At the moment, I have 4. So I take its hit points from 8 down to 4. Now I'll play the skills. For my last 2 energy, I'll play 2 block. So now we have 2 block, and we've nailed him from 8 down to 4. So that's great. But we are going to take 2 damage because it's now going to take its attack. And so its attack is 3. I can only block 2, so my block goes down to 0, and I take 1 point of damage. I'm down to 8. I still think it was worth it. Okay, so now what's he going to do? He's going to do 2 points of damage and 1 block. So if I'm going to try to kill him, I need to kill him before it's his turn, or he will soak 1 damage and try to do 2 points of damage towards me. So here's how this goes. So now we're drawing 5 cards. Okay, not too bad actually. All right, so here's what's interesting is this card is 0 energy, so I can play it for free. And it just does 1 point of damage and it weakens him. So now he was going to do 2 points of damage, and his next attack he will now only do 1, which is good for us because it means we only have to block for 1. So we're going to probably play, it doesn't really matter because we can only do 1 of the 1 damage and we only have to soak 1 damage. So I'll play this, I'll play that, and it doesn't really matter after that because I'm going to play a block for sure. But all right, here we go. So we'll play the 0 card neutralize, who takes 1 damage, and he weakens. So I'll put a little weaken token on that to remind me that his next attack will be at a -1. And then I will play another strike for 1 point of damage. So now we're at 2 points of 2 energy left, and he takes another hit. So he's down to 2. I don't have any more attacks. So even though I have more energy, I don't have any other attack cards right now. So I will just play this defend for 2. Not that I need to, but I'll do it anyway and discard 1, but I can't play anymore anyway. So I'll just discard the rest of the cards. So that's that. I could play another defend and get 3 because that would be technically the last of my energy, but I only need 1 block, so it's kind of irrelevant. And they don't carry over. Whatever block you have is gone at the end of that, at the end of their attacks. And then you start from 0 again. Okay, so he is going to take 2 points of damage. I block, 1 point of damage because he's weakened. So I block all of that, and then he blocks 1. Now, because he blocked 1, and I dealt damage, that means that I only did 1 damage. So he was able to offset 1 of my damage. I wasn't able to land both of those. That's what that tells me. Bummer. Okay. All right. Okay, so he's got, for the record, he's got 3 hit points left. Now we roll again. He is going to do the same thing again. 2 attack, 1 block. So I have to do, if I don't, I think what that really tells me is that he's just going to soak 1 of my damage. So in order to kill him, I'm going to need to deal 4 points of damage, even though he's only got 3 hit points. That's how I read that. Okay, so my only remaining card is an attack, a basic strike attack card. And let me shuffle up my deck because I have run out of cards. This deck will get larger faster, so I won't be doing quite as much shuffling. But at the beginning, you're shuffling a lot. Okay. All right, that's good enough. Okay, we'll go that way. Ooh, we got our flechettes again. And I can do 4 points of damage. So I'm going to. Okay, so we're going to play flechettes first. I have 3 skill cards in my hand, so that's 3 damage. And then I'm going to play strike for 4 damage. I have 1 left, and I'm going to defend for 2. Not that it matters, but that's what's going to happen. So I turn off player board, and now he goes, and he tries to attack me for 2, and I block for 2, so it's fine, down to 0. I attack him for 4, he soaks 1 for 3, and I still kill him down to 0. So Jawworm is dead, huzzah. And we get the goodies for killing the Jawworm. So once again, Jawworm says 1 gold, so we'll take a gold and we'll stick it in our supply here. Now we're up to 6. We get a potion. So when we draw potion cards, we just draw off the top of the potion card deck. I've already shuffled it, so here it is. And we got a flex potion. Gain strength, but lose that strength at the end of the turn. So it's a temporary +1. It goes away, but it's a +1. I'll use it at some point. So we got that, and then we get a new card. So let's find out what new card we get. Oh. So this is a 2 energy card, hit for 3, and then any player draws 2 cards. So that would mean me. So I would attack for 3, then draw 2 cards. That's a nice way to cycle through your deck. At the end of the game, though, I don't know that I want to cycle through my deck. During the Spire, while I'm just attacking regular monsters, yeah, sure, give me all the good cards. But cycling through my deck faster just means I'm going to start adding damage cards to my deck that much quicker. So that maybe is something to give us pause. Dagger Spray is interesting. There are upgraded versions of all of these. Dagger Spray is due 2 1-point attacks, and it's AoE. So I would be doing 2 1-point attacks against everything that I'm facing off against. Dagger Spray, I'm just looking up what the upgraded is. Oh, it's 3. So I'd be doing 3 1-point attacks. There are cards that let you buff. Oh, like Strengthen. If I'm strengthened, then every attack is a +1. So this, if I'm strengthened when I play this, it would be a 2-point attack twice. So it would be 4 damage instead of 2. That's one of the benefits of playing multi-attack cards like that. Dagger Throw, let me draw a card and discard a card. So, okay. Something is telling me go with Dagger Spray because it's AoE for 1. 2, it's only a 1-point cost. And I can upgrade it and make it 4. I don't know. What do we think? Do we think, I'm kind of drawn to either one of these two, the Predator or the Dagger Spray. What do we think? Anybody care? Opinions? I mean, you always want the fancier card, and this is an uncommon card. That's the blue border here is uncommon. So, I don't know. Maybe seeing more cards isn't that bad. Yeah, okay. You've convinced me. So, we will bottom deck the other 2 cards. There's a lot of cards in the draw deck for these characters, by the way, which is really cool. Okay, and then that's our new card. And now the character that we faced off against in the beginning kind of first encounter goes away. Now the next step Let me unpause, I'll take that away. So on the map over there, you can see my next step is an event. Doesn't matter which path I choose, my next thing is an event card. So now let's talk about which path we might want to take. I am Squishy in Act 1. I'm also new to the game, so I don't really like the idea of facing off against these bigger, badder characters, especially so early in the run. Like maybe up here I might chance it, but doing it down here where I'm still really squishy, less interesting to me. This path is interesting. This path is interesting because they both let me go to the merchant. That's what the symbol does. And then this lets me rest. If I go this direction, I get an extra event, but I don't rest until way up here, potentially. Whereas if I go this way, I'm in an extra combat for sure, but I rest twice at least if I go that way. Yeah, me too. I think I'm going to go with resting twice because if I manage to make it out of these combats pretty decently, like I don't take on a ton of damage, then I can use the rest to upgrade a card instead of regaining hit points. So I might gamble with that. I do like these event cards though. They're often pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe I go the event route. I like to see event cards. They're cool. And so it would be event, combat, event, merchant. Yeah, let's go that way. We're going to do event this way. And then our event card is the cleric. Well, we don't need to really heal. We only have 1 hit point. We could pay 2 to upgrade a card right now, though. I think we should do that. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pay $2. That brings me down to 4. And I'm going to upgrade a card. Well, if we look at our deck that I just shuffled, we have Flechettes. And we also have Blade Dance. And we also have Predator. So let's take a look at that. So without even flipping them over, I'll just quickly pull out the reference and look. By the way, if you're curious what that looks like, there's an entire upgrade compendium that you can just flip through, and it's all pictured and perfect. So like you just have to look at the pictures and find the one that you're looking for. It's great. They did a great job on that. Okay, Predator upgrade it's 4 damage instead of 3. And any player draws 2 cards. So it's just 1 extra damage. Blade Dance, if I recall, is just 1 extra shiv, which doesn't suck either. And shivs, by the way, are just +1 damage attacks, each one. And then Flechettes is it 2 damage, probably? I would hope so. Let's see, where are you? You're alphabetical, so there we go. No. Oh, deal 1 damage for each skill card in your hand +1. Okay, so it's just an extra point of damage. That's less interesting. I think I'm inclined to upgrade these 2. One of these 2. So this is either an extra point of damage or an extra shiv, which is really, they're all essentially the same. But there are cards that buff the amount of damage you apply for your shivs. So let's go shivs. Let's go heavy on the shivs. I didn't do that last time and I regretted it. So we're going to upgrade by flipping over the card in the sleeve. We are going to upgrade Blade Dance. So now our Blade Dance gives us 3 shivs every time. Okay, so now thank you, Cleric. You go away. Let me quickly shuffle this up again since I just sifted through my deck to find some cards. And then we can get on with our lives. Okay, so cards go there. Now, I already shuffled up the Act 1 deck from the last time we played. So we just top deck that, and we see who we get. We got the Red Slaver. I've never faced the Red Slaver. So here's what it is. Another dice-based attacker. This one adds that Confusion card to us. This one makes us vulnerable, so we actually take more damage, which I hate. And he starts with 10 hit points, and then the other one's just a straight 3-shot damage. This guy's going to hurt. We're going to have to be careful with that. These are harder to get rid of. I have to like, it says put on top of my draw pile. Ooh, gross. Oh man, this guy sucks. All right, here we go. Days, thank you, yes. So, all right, this is nasty. Let's roll this die and see what we are dealing with for his first attack. He is going to daze us. 2 attack and daze. So I draw 7 cards at the top of every combat. So here we go. Ooh. Still only start with 3 energy. Don't have any way to increase that right now. Okay, I am thinking Blade Dance, get some shivs on the go. He's going to do 2 points of damage to me, so I'm going to need to block. So I'll probably do a Survivor for 2 block. And then 1 strike. Starts with 10 hit points. We're going to be here a while. But the shivs, really quickly, because I just completely ignored them the last time we played. So I want to make sure I don't like get that wrong. Shivs are where? There we go. Okay, shivs are tokens that be used to deal 1 damage whenever you could play a card. Each shiv is treated as a separate attack and is affected by strength, vulnerability, and weakness. You start combat with 0 shivs. Gain shiv tokens from cards with shiv icons. They don't go away until used or at the end of combat. You can use them immediately or save them up for a combo. Well, whenever I could play a card. So I get that. I guess what that means is on my turn. Doesn't say anything about having to have energy to use them. So I'm going to probably just, because I don't have cards right now that like synergize with the shivs that I have on hand. So I think it just means I'm just going to use them to just dump damage on this guy for now. And we'll see how it goes. If I get other cards that incentivize me to save up my shivs, then I will. So we're going to go with Blade Dance. We're going to go with Survivor. And then we'll do 1 just generic strike for the 3rd energy that I have. And the rest of those will get discarded. Okay. Okie doke. So those are going to be my deal here. We're going to play those. So I go up 2 block. I deal 4 damage because I'm going to use the 3 shivs immediately. So it's 3 damage, 1 each from each shiv, and then the 1 from strike. So he goes from 10 down to 6. Not too bad. But then the top of my draw pile, I have to put a daze card because he's dazing me. Put on the top of your draw pile, it is unplayable and ethereal. Ethereal means at the end of the turn, if this card is in your hand, exhaust it. So basically, I only have to see these once. But they stay in my deck. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get rid of them, I think. Oh, no, they don't stay in my deck. Daze cards return to the Daze deck when exhausted. So it's a one-time get in my way card. Not the worst. So this is our first card. Fine. We'll discard the cards we played last turn. He's done his damage. I blocked the 2 damage, by the way. So that's really it. Oh, before I draw the rest of my cards, we roll again. Now he's going to do 2 damage, and he's going to make me vulnerable. Vulnerable, added vulnerable token to me, the target, up to a limit of 3 vulnerable tokens per player or enemy. So he's only going to do 1 for me right now. When a player or enemy with vulnerable tokens is attacked, damage from each hit in the attack or enemy action is doubled. And then the target loses 1 of those tokens. Yeah. And add damage bonuses like strength before doubling. That sucks. Well, he's not going to be strengthened, so I don't have that. But it means that his 2 damage will go to 4 damage if he's still alive by the time he gets to do 2 points of damage to me. So that's what he's going to do if he's still alive. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit 6 hit points worth of damage this early, but it is what it is. That's my first card drawn. This is my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Ooh, boy. Generic. Well, he's still going to be alive. And he's going to do 2 points of damage, and I can only block 1. So I think my only play is to do 2 damage in a block and take 1 as hit point damage, unfortunately. Okay, so here it comes. We're going to do 2 attack, 1 block for all 3 of my energy. He's going to go from 6 down to 4. And I'm going to take 1 point of hit point damage because I can only block 1. And then I get a vulnerable token. So the next time he hits me, his attack will be doubled. So I have to do 4 points of damage to him. And this, by the way, this dazed card right here, this dazed card now goes away because it showed up in my hand and it was exhausted. So that's that. Okay, let's roll the die again. 6. We're going to see all 3 of his different kinds of attacks. So he's going to deal 3 points of damage to me normally, except because I'm now vulnerable from his last attack, it will be 6 points of damage. It'll be doubled. So if I don't kill him, he has 4 hit points left. If I don't kill him in this next round, I'll be down to 1 hit point. That's not good. Okay, so with that in mind, neutralize. Well, we'll weaken him at least. So that will mean he's going to be a -1, so it'll be 5 hit points that he'll deal with me. Ooh, okay. Okay, we have a chance. If we draw well, we might, let me shuffle up the rest of my cards, but if we draw well here, then we'll at least get 3 damage, possibly. I have 1 skill card now, so if I get 2 more skill cards, then I'll do 3 damage from the flechettes, and then 4 damage from the neutralize. That would actually kill him. If I draw 2 skill cards here, we'll be able to kill him. Okay, they're shuffled up. Here comes the next 2 cards. That's 1 skill. That's an attack. Bummer. However, I still think we have enough energy to make this happen. So, okay, so let's see how this goes. I'm going to play flechettes first. That's 1 energy. I start with 3. I'm down to now 2 because I've played flechettes. Deal 1 point of damage for each skill card in my hand. I have 2 skill cards, so that's 4 down to 2. I'm going to play neutralize. That's a 3rd damage down to 1 hit point, and he's weakened. And that's a 0 energy card, so I still have 2 energy left. And then I'm going to play strike for 1 hit down to 0 hit points, and he dies. So I still ended up having 1 energy left. I didn't have to defend anything because I killed him before he had a chance to take his turn. He's dead. Ooh, that sucked. That sucked. Okay, well, we did take 1 point of damage from that. Quickly put that away. So we get 1 gold for taking him down. So we get that. And we're at 5 now again. And we get a new card. Where do I want to put that? I'll put that over here. Okay, new card. Here we go. I was like, whoa, wow. Interesting. Oh, here it is. A 0 point common card, so it's no energy. 1 block, fine, but +1 block if you have a shiv. So that's cool, but it's a maximum of 2 block. But okay, but it's still 0 cost, so I get 2 block for free every time it comes up. Or, and this is where this is a really hard decision, I can get riddle with holes and get 4 more shivs in 1 card. And that's not the upgraded version either. Or skewer, which we had last time we played. And this says for whatever energy you have left when you play this card, that's how much energy it costs to play the card. So you're going to get nuked, but it deals 3, let's say it was 3 energy because I played it first. It would be 3 energy plus 1 damage. And it's deal 1 damage that many times, so it's actually multiple attacks. So if I had strengthened, it would be 2 damage 3 plus 1 times. So it would be, 8 points of damage in 1 hit. So skewer can be super powerful if you, not 8, it would be 6, but still. It could be super powerful if you play that at the right time when you're buffed and you're ready to go. These are all great cards, actually, in different ways. We have a card that gives us shiv, and we upgraded it already. So I feel like we maybe hang on. And I mean, it would be nice to have more opportunities to get shivs. But this is a 2 energy card that deals 4 damage, essentially. This is a variable level energy card that can deal up to, it's +1 times. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 damage again at its base level. And that assumes I'm not upgraded. But I think shivs even take into account strengthened as well, too, right? So like if I'm strengthened, attack is affected separately by strength and so on. Yeah, so that applies. The difference is if I have 1 energy left, I could still play this card. And it would be 2 damage. If I only have 1 energy left, I could even play this card. So that's less flexible. Yeah. I like the free block. I know, right? The free block is cool. That's tough. I know I'm kind of agonizing over this choice, but like, hey, that's the game, right? If you're trying to pay attention to it, then I want to, pay attention to it. Deflect says it would be 2 block plus 1 if you have a shiv. That's the upgraded version. And it also costs 0. Riddle with holes, I believe, is just extra shivs. Yeah, it's 5 shivs. It still costs 2. And skewer, if I remember correctly, is similar. It's deal 2 damage X times. So no X plus 1 anymore, but it's 2 damage each time. Remember, I have to deal 36 points of damage to this big bad boss. I don't know what to do. Skewer helped a lot last game, and it was really flexible. But I also, again, ignored shivs the last time, and it burnt me. Yeah, that's also true. And he does deal a fair amount of damage. Yeah, you've convinced me again. As much as it pains me to get rid of those 2 cards. Oh, I can't believe I'm taking the common card, but it costs 0 and it's free block. You're not wrong. And it synergizes with the shivs. All right, that's what we're doing. Ooh, I might regret that. I don't know. We'll see. That was our second combat, actually. I didn't move the boot. I need to move the boot. So I moved the boot here. So we're going to an event next. And then we get to a merchant. All right, event time. The library. You come across an old abandoned library. You find countless rows of scrolls, manuscripts, and books. I can either read and gain a new card, but I look at 5 cards instead of 3. Or I can heal for 3 hit points. Well, I'm only down 2 hit points, so that's a wasted 3 heal. It would be 2 heal instead. And I will rest once. No, I'll rest twice. I get a chance to rest right before the big boss. Yeah, that's a written, you can't see it, but it's a written in, that's a default rest right there and a rest here. So, and I only have 1 combat between it and my first rest. And I only have 2 more combats total unless something happens on one of this event cards between now and the big boss. So yeah, cards. Okay, we're going to gain a card. Look at 5 cards instead of 3. Thank you, library. 5 cards. Here they come. All out attack. Crippling Cloud. We had Crippling Cloud before. Golden Ticket. Hey, we love that. When you reveal Golden Ticket, reveal a card from your rare deck instead. So out goes Golden Ticket, in comes rare card. Okay. So we have Tools of the Trade. Start of turn, draw 1 card, discard 1 card. Okay. And it's a draw 1, then discard, so I get to choose. Not great as rare cards go, but okay. These are all expensive energy cards. 2 energy, 2 energy, 2 energy. All out attack is an AoE 2 damage. So 2 damage to every critter I'm facing. And then I discard a card. And it's only 1 energy. Each block on your attacks and skills gets +1 block. Ooh. That's difficult to say no to. Leg sweep is 3 block. But if I play this first, but it's 2 energy, so how many other cards am I really going to be able to play? I guess if I played like a 0 and a whatever, and I did just take that defend card that gives us, it's a 0 defend that gives us blocks. So footwork might be a good energy, or a good one. These are skills. Skills would further buff us, but these are actually harder to use. Although this does issue a weaken, and this does give poison. We don't have the ability to deal poison right now. So, at all. So that's like a major way of dealing a lot of damage. Because the poison doesn't dissipate in this game. If you apply a poison token, it is on that critter dealing poison for the rest of the encounter. Footwork plus a bunch of shivs. Well, the thing with footwork is each block on your attacks and skills get +1 block. So the shivs don't have a block symbol on them. They're just straight damage. So it has to be an attack card that also grants a block. And the skill has to grant a block. Which makes that less interesting unless like that 1 defend card that I have. But that would mean these 2 cards have to come out together, or it's not really all that great. Crippling Cloud is interesting. I think it's down to all out attack or footwear. What do you think? So these 2. It served us well. Interesting. That's not wrong. And we did upgrade it, and it deals two poison. And it is AoE, so it's 2 poison to everybody. When you upgrade it, at least. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. I'm down. Let's do it. Crippling Cloud. All righty. Golden Ticket, I think, doesn't stay in, but it won't matter anyway. I won't see the bottom of this deck. So Crippling Cloud goes in. Very cool. Turn that off, give that a shuffle, and we move on to the Merchant. We only have 5 gold for the Merchant. That's kind of a bummer. But when you get to the Cleric and they give you the ability to upgrade for 2 gold, you take the option, right? All righty. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. All right. All shuffled up. Onto the Merchant. Boop. All right. The Merchant is in. Oh, hey. Hydrate. I'll do it. Thank you for the hydrate. All right, Merchant time. We take our handy dandy reference here. This is our little, this is a really cool little player reference card. I found that to be very, very useful while playing the game. But on the back of that is the Merchant. So we draw 3 relics. There is a gold cost for each of these. All of them so far I have not been able to afford. I can't afford any. Well, that's not true. I can buy the Regal Pillow for all 5. Ooh, for all $5. And because it's on sale for -1 gold. When you rest, heal for +3 hit points. Yee. That could be super good. Okay, or we get potions, and again, we buy potions. So, right, okay. These we can't afford. So skill potion, the next skill you play this turn is played twice. The next skill, though, it has to be a skill. But that could be very powerful. Gain 2 potions. So it's a potion that lets you gain 2 potions. That's funny. And then you have Swift Potion. Draw 3 cards. Wow, some of these are great. So I guess it comes down to, do we buy the Regal Pillow? Yeah. Do we buy the Regal Pillow because we're going to rest twice during this next thing, and we only have 2 combats left. This next one coming up and 1 more before we get to the big boss. And we rest after each one of them. So what do we do? Yeah, I think we blow all 5 of our bucks on the Regal Pillow, and we let ourselves have the best possible chance of surviving this. What do we think? Does that sound right? I'll be right back. I think I have a dog who needs something. I just want to give them that opportunity. Hold on. Okay, coming on back. Do we agree? Do we spend all $5 on the Regal Pillow here? Yes? Yes? What do we think? I should say, I do also get to reveal cards. I forgot. We get to buy cards too. That's one opportunity. So we'll take a look. Reveal 3 cards. And the only thing we can't buy is the rare, but we don't have a rare cards up. So, okay, so we have Sneaky Strike. It's a 2 energy card, 3 damage if you discarded a card this turn, gain 2 energy. But that means I have to have a card that lets me discard. I don't think I can just discard on my own. But I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I can. Let's see. No. No. Can I? Can I? I don't see it in the FAQ. Can I choose to discard whenever I want? Netgun? Yeah, I think I need a card too. Right. Okay. So that's not always going to be possible. Uncommon is $3 right now. And there's that two damage, 2 block in one card. Or this is a 1 point, which is 2 blocks. Each block can be given to a different player, which is not relevant to me, but it does give me 2 block in a 1 point card. Yeah, that's true. Well, to force me to, for one. It would force me to discard a card if I didn't want to. But this would be a $2 card, so that would leave me with $3 left. So I could buy like the skill potion, and that would put me at $4. I'd have $1 left. So I'd have a skill potion and this dodge and roll, for example. I still feel like I should take that Regal Pillow. I don't know. Yeah, I could buy 2 cards. That's true. I could just not buy one of the potions. Yep. And like, yeah, I could buy dash and then buy another dodge and roll, but I almost feel like Sneaky Strike makes more sense because it's a way for me to deal more damage, but these are 2 energy point cards. So I don't really want to buy 2. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to buy 2 cards that are... This is one game of its kind. Yeah, it is. Hey, welcome in, by the way, Ilman. What do I want to do? This is tricky. I do too. I kind of like the Regal Pillow, right? These guys can sometimes hit for nasty amounts of damage, and being able to largely, recover from that is kind of compelling. So I think those cards aren't really inspiring anything. We're going Regal Pillow, folks. We're going to go Regal Pillow, and we're going to drop all of our cash on it. So we're down to 0 money. And all these cards go to the bottom. And all of these cards go up here. And this goes over there. Player aid goes back onto the player aid stand over here so I can see it easily. Okay. So we've got our pillow. And I think we're moving on. It's our next fight. We are about halfway up the Spire now. And we are going to deal with a cultist. We know cultists. He spawns a green louse. So let's go find the green louse. Is at the bottom. That's nice. Okay. He strengthens after every freaking round. Hate that. And the green louse soaks damage the first time he gets hit. And he weakens me on a roll of 5 or 6. These guys suck. Okay. Let's roll our die here. He's going to do, the green louse is going to do 1 point damage attack. So not too terrible for this first round. So he starts with 9, the cultist, and the green louse has 3. Let's see how we go. I get 7 cards at the start of every combat, just as a reminder. Exactly. Okay. 3 shivs. If I play that, I may not play that. Hold on. Yeah. Well, that's true. I am trying to think a little bit about if I can deal 5 points of damage in one shot, I can kill the louse right now. I don't. No, I don't. You don't get to save them between combats, I don't think. You do get to save them up during a combat, but they don't carry over. So here's what I could do. I could play the neutralize on the cultist. And then I could do those 3 and kill the green louse. Then I would take no damage, and the cultist would strengthen. Okay, please do check, because if that's the case, I do have... No, that's not true. I spent them the last time anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it would be good to know for the future. Yeah, okay, so that's the plan. So we're playing our 0 neutralize on the cultist. So he is weakened, and I deal 1 damage to it. And then I play, for the 3 energy that I have, I play Blade Dance for 3 shivs, which is 3 + 1 attacks, and then 2 strikes for 2 more + 1 attacks, which is 5 damage, which overwhelms the green louse and kills it. So the green louse is now dead. I don't have to worry about that. The cultist is weakened, and it does 1 point of damage and then strengthened. Well, the weakened takes that 1 damage down to 0. So now that is done, and it strengthens. So for the next fight, for the next combat, it will be dealing 2 damage to me. But now we're only dealing with 1 bad guy, not 2. 5 cards, here we go. All right. He's dealing with 2, right? I don't have any shivs because I spent them. I should have kept one of them, but I needed them to kill that guy, so it's fine. Skill cards in my hand. I have 2 skill cards in my hand. He's got 8 hit points left, so I could do 2 points of damage from that, 3 points of damage from that, so that's 5. And he's going to do 2 points of damage to me. So I don't think I should do that. I think instead I'm going to play Deflect, which is a 1 block. Defend, which is 1 energy. So now we're down to 2, and I get another block. And then, oh, you can't see that. And then we have 2 left. Do I do all of that first? Those are 2 skills. So no, I won't. I'm just going to spend this on Predator, and we'll do 3 points of damage to him. So he goes from 8 down to 5. Okay. I have 2 block. He is strengthened 1 time. So he does a 2-point attack, which I block because I have 2 block down to 0. And now he strengthens again. So his next attack will be 3 points. What did he say? Draw 2 cards. Yeah, okay. What do you mean draw 2 cards? Oh, any player, you're right, draw 2 cards. But do I need to? I'm out of energy. But I guess I don't have a choice. The card tells me to, so I do. And there are 2 generic defend cards. So that might have been a good draw because that was just cruft in my hand. Okay, roll the dice again, and we'll see what happens next. I don't have to roll the dice right now. I don't have anything that matters about that. That's not true. my loaded die gives me an extra block on a 4 and a 5. I do have to be rolling the dice. I have to remember I have the loaded die. I did not know that. I did not remember that until right now. So I probably missed a couple of blocks there in the early fights. That's okay. Hold on. Now I need to go let my dogs back in again because otherwise they'll yell at the neighbors. We don't want that. Come on. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. These guys like to be rambunctious. Sorry for the break there. I just needed to give them a moment. All right. Ooh, hey, thanks for the biddies. Appreciate you. All right. Sorry. So now we rolled the die. We're drawing our next 5 cards. So our next 5 cards are Defend and Survivor, which is good. Okay, let's shuffle up and we will grab our last 3 cards here. Hey, thanks for the biddies. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. As soon as she comes back around, I'll give you a puppy look for those 500 biddies. Okay. All shuffled. Here we go. Not too bad. Ooh, got some shivvies. Wow, there's quite the defense here. Well, we're going to play this, get some shivs. So we're going to get 3 shivs. We'll decide whether we're going to use them in a minute, but we're going to get 3 shivs. So we have 3 shivs. We're down to 2 energy. So now we have 3 shivs and 2 energy left. We're going to play Deflect and get 2 block. That's a 0 energy card. We have to defend 1 more card. Doesn't really matter. Don't have the ability to draw more cards, so we'll just play 1 more defend, get up to 3. Now we have our shivs. I say we spend all 3 of them because we just got our card that gives us a buff on our shivs. We're not going to see it again for a while. So I'm going to spend all 3 of those shivs on 3 damage. Gone. So he goes from 5 down to 2. Cool. Those go discard. I've got 3 block. He does 3 damage, which I block all the way down to 0. And he strengthens again. That's where we're at now. He's got 3 strength tokens. And he does a base 1, so he's going to do 4 points of damage next round if he's still alive. Yeah. We roll the die. 2 again. So no free block 1 more time. That's fine. 1, 2, 3. He's dead. That's it right there. I don't have to eat. I will draw all 5 because the rest of my hand discards, but he's dead. So yeah, I'll play those 2 strikes and he dies. Okay. So with him dead, oh, my weakened token goes away. He never hit me. Okay. Okay. So Cultist is now dead. So strength of tokens come off. Damage cube comes off. He gives us a straight 1 gold and a new card. Okay, so our new card choices are a 0 energy slice, 1 damage, plus 1 damage if you have a shiv. Not bad. Plus it's free 2 damage with no extra cost except to make sure I keep a shiv around. Dagger spray is 1 damage twice to each enemy for 1. Or acrobatics, let me draw 3 cards and then discard 1 card. And it's a skill, which synergizes with my other card. Yeah. That is the advantage of fighting the bigger baddies, as I'm sure they pay out better. So do we, these are all good for different reasons. Do we synergize with our shivs? Do we synergize with our skill card? We're only going to see that once in a while, and we might just keep a shiv around knowing that we have other things in our hand to do that. Or do we just go for straight AoE? Free damage? I'm with you. Free damage. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So he's dead. That card comes off because he's dead too. I didn't take any damage from that, which is great. And now we move on to the treasure box. Free is good. Yes, free is good. I forget what they call this. Ooh. Hey, Heart Board Games. Thank you very much for the raid and welcome in, raiders. Excellent timing. Hello. Lovely to have you. We are just looking up. Oh, hey, thanks for the follows. Y'all, I'm just feeling the love today. Nice. Loving it. Sorry, we're just looking up a quick rule here, and you got me all distracted. Blue Meeple, welcome in. We're playing a little Slay the Spire. We're about halfway up the Spire right now, and I'm looking up an icon to remember what the heck it means. Oh, there it is, treasure. Each player gains a treasure. We can do that. Earlier on, somebody donated 500 biddies, and when they do that on my channel, they get a free look at one of the puppies. This is Gwendolyn. She's wonderful. Welcome in. You get a free puppy look because somebody donated some biddies. So that was fun. All righty. Yeah, have a good rest. Thanks for stopping by. Am I surviving? I am. I'm actually surviving, at least so far. But then again, I was surviving before the boss fight the last time I played this game. And yeah. To my credit, though, I got down to the very last enemy and almost managed to kill him. So I don't feel like that was too bad for my first play. So let's see. Oh, right. I get a free relic. So here's what we got. We got ourselves a pocket watch. And when we roll a 3 on the die, we draw 3 cards. And this thing is worth 9 gold rather. 9 gold, and we got it for free. Nice. Okay, so every time we roll a 3, we draw 3 cards. NetGod, you're probably going to have to help me remember that one. That's going to be tough to remember, I think, but I'll do my best. All right, here we go. We get to do an event card next. These are really cool. Event card. We found a lab. You find some potions. Each player gains 1 potion. Roll the die once for the party. On a 4, 5, or 6, we gain an additional potion. Okay. Rolling the die. Here we go. I rolled a 1. Oh well, 1 potion. That's fine. We'll top deck the potions, and we get a fire potion. Deal 4 damage. That will come in handy with our boss fight. Cool. Well, that's very lucrative. All right. Thank you, lab. Put that card away. Die back out there. And now we get to rest. Hey, that's cool. All right. This is tricky, though, because I have 7 health right now. The max I can have is 9. If I rest now, I'm technically wasting a 1-point heal. If I, on the other hand, take this opportunity to upgrade a card, which is the other thing you could do when you rest, then I'll be in a better spot for the boss fight. I will get 1 more rest between here and there. And I do have the Regal Pillow, which is a relic that gives me a +3 hit point buff when I rest. So if I don't rest now, and I manage to not take a lot of damage on the next combat, then I have the chance of fully healing on the next rest, which is the rest right before the boss fight. So I'm feeling like we should upgrade a card now and then do a final rest action at the end. That gives me an additional upgraded card going into this next combat. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll take a look. Let's. I'm going to pull out some cards that I might want to look at upgrading. Anything you see that's got a gray border on it, those are all basic starter cards. I'm not likely to upgrade those. So these are all cards that I have not upgraded. We have upgraded that. So let's see. Yeah, okay, so these are our options. We have 6 cards that we can upgrade. Crippling Cloud is a 2 energy card, and you only have 3 energy when you play the defeated, or the silent, which is who I'm currently playing. And then of course you can play cards to give you more energy, but because I only have 3 energy, this is the bulk of my turn when I play a 2 energy card. I have to be careful with those. On the other hand, it does grant AoE, so every enemy I'm facing would get 1 energy and I weaken them. But not energy, sorry, would get one poison. I would put 1 poison cloud on them essentially, which just deals 1 point of damage every round until they die. And then if I play this card again, or if I upgrade this card, it would be 2 poison instead. So every time this card is played, every bad guy would get 2 poison put on him right away. That's interesting. I feel like we should do that. Let's give ourselves a chance here. Now, yeah, we have to be thinking about that boss fight and being able to just soak him with as much damage as we can. And I think we've just got to spend our upgrade on Crippling Cloud. So when we upgrade cards in this game, you pull them out of the sleeve. By the way, Slay the Spire requires you to sleeve, because the game comes with sleeves, and it's built with the idea that you are sleeving, because the back of these sleeves are printed. So they're expecting you to do that. So you pull the card out of the sleeve, you flip it over, and that is the upgraded version of the card. So you re-sleeve it, it goes back into your deck, and you move on with your life. So there's that. We've upgraded our cards. Not too bad. This is Act 1. If you've never seen this game, you actually play it in acts. I think there's 3 acts in the base game. You can get to a 4th act if you've completed all 3 of the base acts. And all of the different bad guys you face in the game are all different decks based on what act you're playing. So we'll see wholly different critters the next time we play if we manage to survive this boss and we move into Act 2. But right now we're in Act 1. This is my 2nd ever playthrough of the board game. So here we go. Okay, that deck has been shuffled up. We are going to go to that next merchant. Are we? Oh, yeah. So here we are. We're at this rest. Now, on one hand, I was thinking maybe we go up here to this merchant spot, but we only have 1 gold. Now, true, whatever we earn from this critter will be added to that. But that means we're likely only buying a potion or maybe a card. I don't know. But if we go this way, we're getting into another fight anyway. But we are going to an event card, which could be a good thing. Events are pretty decent. I was thinking go here, but do I go to an event card instead? What do we think? If we had more money, I would say we go to the merchant. That's like an easy call. But I think we maybe go to the event card. I think we're going to do event card. All right, here we go. Event card. Ooh. That might work okay. Lose 2 hit points, but we're going to rest after. Ooh, hey, we could prune our deck. So it says, you notice an intricate large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its cracks. Maybe there's more inside. If you pray, remove a card from your deck but lose 2 hit points. I normally would hate doing that, but we're about to rest and I have the ability to heal a lot more hit points right now. Or just gather gold and gain $2. We don't have another shopping opportunity because we went the event route on the Spire. So gaining more money right now doesn't really interest me. I like the idea of pruning the deck though. So I think we're going to gamble on that. Maybe I hate that though, because I am walking into a combat though with 5 hit points. Just for the ability to remove a card. Is it worth it to thin my deck? I don't think so. I don't know. Thinning my deck is pretty good. Hubris. Okay. Hubris it is. All right. What are we pruning? We're going to prune a regular strike. We'll get rid of a strike. And then we'll shuffle those again. Just give it a quick mix because I did look at the cards. Okay. So we pruned Hubris by praying to the winged statue. And in doing that, we went from 7 hit points down to 5. And we're going to Hubris our way through this next fight. All right, it is fight time. Let's find out what we're facing before the big boss. Here we go. We are drawing from this deck. Okay, we are facing a Jawworm. Well, at least it doesn't spawn more stuff. Yeah, I'm actually okay with that fight. He deals a lot of damage, yeah, but at this level, this state in the Spire, I can probably get away with that. He only strengthens on a 5 or a 6. So I think we can, maybe that's hubris of me to say, but I think we're going to be in a pretty decent spot. Let's see what happens. All right, first things first, we roll the die and we see what we get. A 4. He's going to deal 4 points of damage to me when it's his turn to go. But he doesn't strengthen and he doesn't defend. He starts out with 10 hit points. So now, at the start of every combat, because I'm playing the silent, I draw 7 cards, not the normal 5. So let's see what we got. And I didn't roll a 3, so I don't get to draw 3 extra cards, sadly. Okay, a lot of basics, but we got them out of the way. But this Flechette's card is 1 energy, and it says deal 1 damage for each skill in my hand. Well, in the early draw, I get a lot of cards, so I have a lot of skills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this will deal 4 points of damage when I play it. So I'm absolutely doing that first. Then from there, we're going to need to be soaking a little bit of that damage he's going to throw our way. So I think we're going to probably play these 2. Or am I? Yeah, because I won't have any more energy. I have no choice. Yeah. I'll play these 2, and what these will do is soak 3 of the 4 damage coming my way. So I'll take 1 point of damage. That sucks, but it's unavoidable. Okay, so first things first. We're playing Flechettes. Deal 1 point of damage for each skill card in my hand. I have 4, so he goes from 10 down to 6. I then play 1 block and then 2 blocks. So now I'm at 3 blocks. I have 3 blocks, 3 cards worth of blocks played. And now I'm out of energy. I've played 3 energy and that's it. That's all I got. All I got left. So now the rest of my cards go in the discard. And now he goes. He's going to just deal a straight 4 points of damage to me. So I block those 3 and I take one hit in hit points. So now I'm down to 4. If I take no more damage and I manage to make it out of here, I will fully heal at the next rest. So hopefully I can get a lot of damage dealt in the next round. Okay, so now we start again and we roll the die. I rolled a 3. I get to draw 3 extra cards. So I draw 5 normally, and then I draw 3 more. So I get to draw 8 cards. But again, I don't have a lot of energy, so we'll see what we get. Hopefully we get a lot of 0 energy cards. That would be cool. Okay, we'll go over that way a little bit more. Okay. Ooh, poison. And he's dealing another 4 points of damage to me, by the way. We did get a couple of 0 energy cards. So this is actually working out well for us. We're definitely going to play these two. We don't have any shivs, unfortunately. We didn't draw the cards to let us get any. So we'll get a free block. Yeah. Get a free block. We'll weaken by 1, so we'll only be doing 3 points of damage instead of 4. That's good. So now I only have to block 2 more. So, okay. First things first, we'll play our 2 0 energy cards. So then he gets weakened. We'll put a little weakened token on his card. And he'll get 1 point of damage. So he goes from 6 down to 5. And I gain 1 block. So that's that. Those 2 are played. So back here, we still have 3 energy to play with here. He's down to 5. I can't do 5 points of damage in 3 energy here with these cards. So what I think I'm going to do is do another weaken and then another block. And then this will apply 2 poison to him. So at the end of his turn, he will then take 2 points of damage again. I like it. I like it. We're doing that. Okay. So 3 points of energy down to 0. I get another block for 2. I exhaust him again. So now he's only going to deal 2 points of damage to me. Then I apply 2 poison to him. And now it's his turn. He deals 2 points of damage. I block 2 points of damage. And then he takes 2 points of damage because of the poison. So it's 5 down to 3. Not too bad. Now he's no longer weakened, though. He's just still poisoned. Okay, my cards go to the discard. Not bad, not bad. We're getting there. Okay. And then we roll the die again. 2. So no free cards this turn. And he is only going to deal 3 points of damage, but he is going to soak 1 damage. Because he's going to block for 1. So he's going to soak 1 damage. So in order to kill him, I need to deal 4 points of damage. And if I do that before, like right now, in this next round, then he never gets a chance to attack me and he dies. So here we go. 4 points of damage. Let's see what happens. Ooh, draw 3 cards. I might just do that. Oh, there it is. That's all it needed right there. So this is a 0 energy card. It gives me 1 damage plus 1 damage if I have a shiv, and then 3 shivs. So I'm going to play this first, get 3 shivs. If a shiv, by the way, is plus 1 damage per shiv. So I would be doing 3 points of damage, 4 points of damage, and then an additional damage because I happen to have a shiv. So then he's dead. He's dead right there. So I'm not even going to bother. I will draw the rest of the cards because what happened here? Oh, that's my discard pile. You can't draw from the discard pile because either way, I am taking a turn and you draw 5 cards every time. So I will draw my 5 cards. I don't want to break the rules, but he is going to die right there. Okay, there's that, and this, and that. Okay, so we're going to play Shiv first to get 3 Shivs, and then we're going to play Slice, which gives me an extra damage. I don't need the extra damage. I just apply all of those Shivs right away, so it's 4 points of damage. He's got 3 hit points. He soaks 1, and he dies right away. Okay. So that wasn't too bad. What am I doing? We are resolving the character, or the bad guy. I get 1 gold for my trouble, and I get a new card. Let's see what we get. We get a poison stab, a slice, or accuracy. Ooh. Your shivs deal 1 damage, an additional damage. Ooh. We already have a slice. We're definitely getting accuracy. No doubt. No doubt. little bit of synergy there. Love that. Okay. Okay. When we get to our final rest, I am down to 4 hit points, but I have a couple of sneaky things up my sleeves to help me prepare for the boss fight. And we'll see whether we manage it. All right. Here we go. So we get to a rest. And if we look here, that's not right. We'll come down here instead. Yeah, if we look here, I have the Regal Pillow. When you rest, plus 3 hit points. Regular rest is 3 hit points, plus the Regal Pillow's 3 hit points is 6 hit points. Well, as you can see, I'm at 4, so I go all the way up to 9. Very cool. That's the end of the rest. I don't get to upgrade a card because I chose to rest, but I am at full health walking into the boss fight, which was the goal. So here we go, boss fight time. Let's take a close look at the boss. If we succeed, we will get $3. We will get a boss relic and a rare card. Because we were playing it solo, the boss has 36 hit points. If we were playing this 2-player, it would be 75 and so on. Every single time he acts, except for this step here, he will be adding cards to my deck that once drawn will deal me 1 damage, and I can't avoid them. Those cards don't get added to my deck, they get added to my discard pile. So I was trying the entire run up the Spire to add cards, to fatten my deck so that I can deal as much damage as I can before I have to start taking damage from him. But meanwhile, he's going to be attempting to actually attack me as well. So I'm going to have to be soaking that damage plus the damage from my cards. So the longer he stays alive, the better chances is I'm going to die. So I still have a lot of basic cards in my deck. So here goes. What we do is we put a little red tracking cube at the top of his track. And that cube is going to move down, and so we know what he's going to do. We know what's happening. There's no rolling. There's no variability here. This boss, I can see what's coming. So this first time, he's going to do an AoE attack, which, because I'm the only player, it doesn't matter. He's going to do a 1-point hit, no big deal, and he's going to add one of those damage cards to my discard pile. Not too bad for the first time. So let's roll the die for me, though, because there are some things I have that give me benefits depending on what I roll. I rolled a 2, so no benefits for me. And then I just start drawing cards. So at the start of every combat, I get 7 cards instead of 5. So I will draw that. Upgraded Crippling Cloud right away. Don't mind if I do. Okay. I am absolutely going to play Crippling Cloud, get the poison going as fast as I can. That leaves me with, I need to defend. So I'll probably just play a regular, no, I don't, because it's going to weaken him 1. So he's actually going to be weakened. He's not going to deal any damage to me. So 1 more damage it is. I think the best option I have right now is this dagger spray, which is 2 more damage. So I'll do 4 damage. Not great, but it's something. Oh, by the way, damage tracker. I'll pull that out for this. So I think that's our best choice for this round. So we're going to play our 2 Crippling Cloud and our dagger spray for our 3 energy this game. He starts out with 36 hit points on the boss tracker. You can't see that there, can you? Let me pull you back so you can. We'll go there for this fight. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Okay, so we have 36 hit points on the tracker. We've got our 2 cards that we're playing here. We're doing 2 poison tokens, and we're going to weaken him. And then we're going to do 2 points of full-on damage, so that's just down to 34. He, for his turn, he does 1 damage, which I've weakened him, so he's down to 0. So he doesn't actually attack me, but he does add one of those fire kind of damage cards to my discard. So now the cube moves down. Now we know he's going to be doing 2 2-point attacks, and then he's going to add another card. But these poison tokens, they stay on. We're going to hopefully layer on a bunch of them. We'll see. Here we go. I draw 5 cards. But I do roll the die, so maybe I add more. We'll see. I rolled a 6. I don't add them, but I do get to trigger a die relic ability. Because if we look at loaded die, it says here, on a 6, trigger a die relic ability. You know what a die relic ability is? A pocket watch. So we're gonna use that 6 to trigger the pocket watch and draw 3 cards. Delightful. Okay, so draw 3 cards. Luck in battle indeed. I'll scoot those over in just a moment. Okay, now we have 8 cards, which is great, and we have 2 cards that cost no energy. So we're definitely going to play them. I don't see a reason not to. I don't have the ability to gain shivs this hand, unfortunately, because nothing lets me draw more cards. So I won't get the extra block. But that's okay. He's going to attack me for 4, so I'm going to have to defend for 4, and I don't see how I'm going to do that. I will weaken. No, I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to do it. It'll be mostly a defense turn, but I'll be able to do it. Okay, here we go. We are going to play this neutralize for 0, which is 1 damage to him, so he's down to 33, and he is now weakened. So he will deal 3 damage instead of 4. I will then play this other 0 energy card, Deflect, which gives me a block. So I go up 1, that will soak 1 damage. So now, I also have another 0 energy card. This is cool. I have Slice, which is another damage. So now we're down to 32. Still have 3 energy. These are the remaining cards we have. So, before I should have looked at something. I do have a skill in my hand that I played. So I should have played this first. So I'm going to retro that. I'm going to count that skill that I had at the top. That's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to play this Flechettes for 1 energy. It'll be 3 attack. And that's going to be 29. 29. Now we have 2 energy left, and we need to block 1 more. No, 2 more. So we're going to spend those 2 energy here. So that'll be the whole thing. And now I will have 3 block. We got him down to 29 hit points, and we accumulated 3 block. So he is going to do 3 attack to me because he's weakened. So that's a -1. So it's 4 down to 3, which I soak completely with my block. And now he adds another one of those damage cards to my discard pile. So far, so good. The cube moves down. He's not going to do any damage to me, but he's going to add 2 of those damage cards next turn. That's good, though. It means I don't have to devote any attention to blocking his damage this next turn. I rolled a 5. The loaded die says when you roll a 5, you get a free block. So, what? Poison. Oh, you're right. Poison does 2 more damage. Thank you for keeping me honest. 2 more damage. 29 to 27. You are correct. This is why I was happy we saw poison come out right away. So we're at 27. I got a free block from the loaded die, and we draw cards. And of course, I need to shuffle for my last card. One moment. But while we're looking, we got some shivs. That's good. Maybe we'll get a card that lets us bust some shivs. Ooh, we get to draw cards. Maybe we do that. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe we play acrobatics because it's 1 energy and I can still draw 3 cards. I can discard that defend because I don't need it this round. Yeah, yes, you do. Okay. Yeah, we're going to play acrobatics first for 1 energy. So that's down to 2 energy. So we've done that. And now I didn't draw my fifth card. Okay, my fifth card is Slice, apparently. Ooh, and we have shivs. +1 damage. So I'm going to do 2 damage when I play this. So do I do that? Well, let's resolve acrobatics first. We did acrobatics. We get to draw 3 cards and discard 1. So draw 3 cards. Okay. And we discard 1. So we'll discard this defend. We don't need it for this combat. Okay, so we've resolved acrobatics. We have 2 energy left. We only have to worry about attacking right now. I think we play shivs. And then Slice, and then Predator. I'm a little nervous about playing Predator because I don't want to draw cards right now. So I think I'm going to play Dagger Spray instead. I'll take 1 less damage. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. So, yeah, first things first, 1 energy to play Blade Dance. So that's down to 1. I now get 3 shivs. And then I play Slice for 0 energy, which gives me a +1 because I have shivs. So it's 2 damage. 27 down to 25. Now I need 1 more energy card, so I play Dagger Spray, which is an AoE 2 damage. So we're at 25 down to 23. Not a lot of damage here, but we are still ticking away. Hopefully we can get a couple good combos in. Oh, and let's see, do I apply? I'm going to apply 2 of my shivs. I'm going to leave 1 shiv in hand in case I get cards that give me a benefit. So 2 damage, I'm going to do 23 down to 21. Okay. He doesn't do anything to me, but he adds 2 more damage cards to my hand, or to my discard, rather. Let's roll the die and see.
What did he say?
What? Poison. Dang it. I did it again. Thank you. 21 down to 19. All right. Better than I thought. I rolled a 2. So that says nothing. I get nothing. Great. What am I doing? Up to 3 energy, 0 block. This moves down. So now he's gonna soak 5 damage and then deal 3 damage to me. So I think it might be a turn, depending on the cards we get, to just worry about defending that 3 and not even try to hit him. But we'll see. This is his big defensive round, so we'll see how it goes. Plus, I'm going to start drawing damage cards now, which is I'm not thrilled about. So here we go. Pretty good so far. There it is, my first unplayable damage card. And I can't get rid of these, can I? No, I can't. They don't just go away. They don't exhaust. They don't do anything. Okay, 1 damage. It's going to be there at the end of the turn because I have no way to discard a card. Oh, that's not true. I can. Can they be discarded? Let me see. No, they can be discarded. I can play Survivor and discard this card. We're totally doing that. Okay, for every skill in my hand, I have 2 cards that are skill in my hand. So we're going to play that first to get the 2 damage. I could play in the Shiv and get 2 damage from the Shiv. So that's an option. But I need to be thinking about defending right now because he's going to be dealing 3 points of damage. And there's no point in doing damage to him. I can't get over 5. So now that I think about it, it's kind of irrelevant. I really just have to worry about getting rid of this card. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to play Survivor for 1 energy. I get 2 block, and I get to discard a card. So I will discard that damage card. And now he's going to only deal 1 more point of damage to me, so I'll play this regular old defend card, which gives me up to 3 defend. And now it doesn't matter because I can't really do anything else. He's going to soak that damage, so I'm just going to call it there. I kept my shiv, not going to do anything. So he deals 2 points of damage from the poison, so we're at 19 down to 17. And he deals 3 points of damage to me, which I block with my 3 accumulated block. The end. But I don't get to add a damage. I don't have to add a damage card this round. That's really cool. Okay, so next round, he's going to do 2 points of damage, and he's going to add 1 more card. So let's start that round. 3. 3, I get to draw 3 extra cards because I have the pocket watch. Great. So, although not great because it means we're going to see more damage cards. Oh, well. I didn't count on that, but that's what it is. So there's our 5. There is... Oh, there's 1. Okay. Well, only 1 of them came out, so that's good. And is there anything I can do to discard it? No, I am going to take that damage. So I'm going to have to soak that damage. He's going to do 2 points of damage to me, so that's not too bad. We're definitely playing Crippling Strike again. Get some more poison on him. We have to do that. But can we defend? We can defend for... Yeah, we can. We can get it. We can make it happen. We can make it happen. Here we go. So first things first, we are going to play for 2 of those points, energy points. We're going to play Crippling Cloud, which says weaken for 1, which is good, and add 2 more poison. So now he's going to take 4 points of poison damage every round. Okay, so that's, I only have 1 energy left. So now we're going to play a 0 energy deflect, which says 1 block plus 1 block if you have a shiv. I kept 1 shiv left over. So just for that kind of occasion. So I have 2 block from that 1 card. We still have 1 energy left. He's going to do 2 damage to me, but I weakened him. So he's only going to do 1 damage to me. But the damage card in my hand will do an additional damage. But we're already blocking both of those damages. So I think we're okay. We can actually afford to attack again. Well, we have a 0 energy neutralize, which weakens him a 2nd time. We'll get into why that's a good thing in a moment. And it deals 1 more damage. So that's down to 16. I still have 1 energy left. I think we just go for a good old-fashioned 1-point strike for 1 energy. Down to 15. Doing good. Now, I block 2 damage, 1 from him and 1 from the card in my hand. And now he takes 4 points of poison damage. So he's at 15 down to 11. And now I shuffle my hand. Oh yeah, actually, I didn't actually block all of them. No, I did. I blocked all of them. So here's the thing. He has 2 weakened tokens. He only attacked me once, so he still has 1 weakened token left on him. Those are per attack. So he only attacked once. His next attack will also be weakened. So he gets, in the next round, oh, and I forgot to add the damage card, which I will do now as I'm shuffling. So on the next round, he does 2 3-point attacks. So that means he's going to do a total of 5 damage instead of 6, because 1 of those attacks will be reduced by 1. But at the end of this round, he strengthens, which means all of his attacks get a +1 the next time we go. From here on out, I should say, he gets a +1 to all of his attacks after this round. But the good news is he's down to 11 hit points. So, and I haven't taken a hit from him yet. So, we're doing quite well. All right, here we go. We're going to roll the die. 6, trigger a die ability, which lets me draw 3 cards from the pocket watch. So we're doing another 8 cards. So we're going to have to soak 1 damage.
What did he say?
I did. I did remember that time. Okay. I got to soak 2 damage. And then I also have to defend against his 5. So I have 7 damage coming my way. I do have 1 shiv left. I do have a lot of block cards, though. I think it's mostly going to be the poison doing the work this time around. But that's okay. I think we can do it. Okay, let's see how we go. First things first, we're going to play this Deflect, which is a 0 energy card. We're at 3 at the start of the round. I get 2 block instead of 1 because I have a shiv. So now I'm at 2 block. That's great. I need to get to 7 block. I am going to play Survivor for 1. Gets 2 block and discard a card. I'm going to discard 1 of my damage cards. So now I have to get to 6 block instead of 7. So just 2 more block and that's it. I think the best way to do this is to just play 2 regular old defends, which would just give me 2 more block. I don't do any overt damage to him, and I'll just let the poison do its work. But I block all of the damage. So on his turn, he is going to do 2 attacks. The first one is going to be weakened by 1, so that's a 2-point attack. This token now goes away. And the second attack is 3 points, so that's 5 damage. I then have 1 damage card in my hand. That's 6 damage. I have 6 block down to 0. I take no hit point damage. He takes 4 points of poison damage that takes him from 11 down to 7. I think that's right, if my math is right. Okay. He will very likely, no, he will die. And now he is strengthened. I should say he is strengthened now. So his now attacks are all +1. He will die at the end of this round. He has 7 hit points left, and I will do 7 points of damage to him. I think, cautiously optimistic, that we're going to make this happen. We're actually going to slay the Spire the first time. Here we go. 1. Nothing happens to me anyway. All right, drawing 5 cards. Ooh, Flechettes came back. We love that card. Hey, more shivs. This is cool. Oh yeah, he's totally dead. There's no question now. Oh, he's way dead. Okay. Yeah, I don't even think I need to worry about the poison here. Yeah, okay. Let's put a point on this. The last time I played this game, I neglected shivs and I lost horribly. I just didn't think about it. I was just like, we can just go overt damage and that's it. We're going to kill him with shivs this game just to put a point on it. So here it is. Here we go. We're going to play 1 point of energy down to 2. We're going to get 3 more shivs. So I have a total of 4 shivs. We're going to play a 1 point energy card for accuracy, which gives me +1 damage per shiv. He's got 7 hit points left. I cash in all shivs for 2 points apiece and deal 8 points of damage to his 7. He's not soaking any damage, so he dies. Done. I have slain the Spire. Ah, that feels good. Okay, let's find out what we got, though. Let's find out what we got. Because if we take a look, I didn't even use the poison on that last attack. I feel really good about myself. Okay, let's take a look. We've slain the Hexaghost. And the Hexaghost gives us $3. So we'll take our $3. We now have $5. We get a boss relic. Top decking the boss relic gives us an astrolabe. This is a really cool thing in the video game too. The astrolabe lets you upgrade 3 cards, use it immediately, and then discard it. So my boss relic is a one-shot that gives me 3 immediate card upgrades. That's cool. We'll have to do that in a moment. And then finally, we get use this immediately. Immediately. That's no good. That means I can't immediately upgrade my rare card because I have to use it right now. I don't get to then do the rare card because you'll notice the last step in the benefit is a rare card gain. So I'm going to have to upgrade my existing deck. That's good, but it's not like wonderful. So let's go get all of our amazing cards out of here. Stuff that we haven't already upgraded anyway. Oh man, all these damage cards are still in my hand. Hate it. And I don't think I actually get to remove them. I'm stuck with them now, like afflictions. Unless, NetGod, you can tell whether or not I remove them at the end of turn. I mean, it's probably right here. They return to the status deck when exhausted. That's fine. No, I don't think so. But maybe so. We'll deal with that later. I've already upgraded that, so no. That's one. That's one. That is one. Okay, so these are our upgrades. We have to deal. We can upgrade 3 of them, which is really cool. So here's the other thing. If you joined us midstream, this is the upgrade and items reference book. And what's really cool is it's on a per character basis. The book is all graphical. So you get to see little pictures of all the cards and what they do without having to unsleeve them all to look. So I can just look at this and just tell right away. So accuracy, if I can spell, there it is. It becomes free. So this buff to shivs, instead of it being a 1 energy card, it becomes a 0 energy card. That's cool. Flechettes, we've used this a lot. This was really good. Really enjoying this card. Just as a reminder, it is it just grants a +1 when you upgrade it though. So it's kind of a weak upgrade, if I'm being honest. Acrobatics was good. I enjoyed this card. What does it let me do? It's draw 4, discard 1. Ooh, so I'm going to see more damage faster with the cards that are in my deck. Slice was good. I liked this too. Predator though. Predator does... Where are you, Predator? Ah, okay. 4 damage and then draw 2 cards. So it's just an extra +1 damage there. Dagger Spray. Dagger Spray. Where are you, Dagger Spray? I can find you, I swear. There you are. Oh, it's 3 1-point attacks instead. I don't know. The idea of taking accuracy and making it a 0-point card is pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I think too. Yep. Okay. So what we do when we upgrade cards is we just pull a card out of the sleeve, and we just flip it over, and there's the upgraded version. Back in the sleeve we go. So now we have a 0-point accuracy upgrade. Very nice. Oh, that's right. We get to do 3 of these. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? So that's done. Well. Maybe we just see more cards. We draw 4 cards. We'll upgrade acrobatics. I like that. It has its ups and downs, but at least I'll have a chance to draw better cards and we'll rotate through the deck a lot faster. Flechettes. I just enjoyed flechettes too much. So it's still a +1, and a +1's a +1. So I'm taking that. Okay, we've upgraded 3 cards. that's that. Okay, now finally we get to see what the rare cards are. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Anybody? We're just finishing up. We just slayed the Spire in Act 1, and we're probably going to end it here for the night. But before we do, let's find out what our brand new rare card is for beating Hexaghost. It is Adrenaline. Gain 2 energy for it's a 0-cost card. Then draw 2 cards, but unfortunately it is exhausted afterwards, so it's a 1-shot per encounter. But at least I gain an energy. I don't have any cards that let me gain an energy. So this is the only one that I have. But hey, I'll take it, and I get to draw more cards. That's great. That is a great card. I'm happy to put that in the deck. I would love for it to be able to be unexhausted, but it is what it is. So that's that. Thank you all for joining me. If you've enjoyed this, I'm happy to keep playing Slay the Spire. We can come back and play Act 2, see how we get on. I'm not going to reset my deck. This character will be what it is, and we can just keep playing more Slay the Spire and just see how far up the Spire we can get here. We'll get to Act 2, maybe Act 3, see if we can do it. But I like it. This was the version of the game that I was hoping. This was the version of the game that I was hoping we would get to. The version that I played the first time I streamed it, I just did not get good card draws when I was drawing cards to add to my deck. And, you know, this is true of the video game. So I don't actually fault the game for that at all. The game encourages you to just play the games, learn what you can from them, and then keep playing it again and again and get better at it every time. And I feel like I did that. So mission accomplished. This feels like a roguelike. Now, it isn't a roguelike in that it is a permadeath thing. If I die, this deck gets reset. So I have to deal with that reality. But I am upgrading this deck, and I am ascending the Spire, and over again, this deck is getting better and better, stronger and stronger. And even by the time I started at the beginning to the end of the first act, I was very squishy at the start, and I feel pretty moderately, decently powerful now. So, like, the way it feels to play this game is that I do feel a really strong sense of progression. I feel like I have a lot of player agency, despite the fact that there's a lot of randomness happening, rolling of dice, shuffling of cards, different cards coming out. I don't get a market to choose from or play or plan for or anything like that. But I still feel like there's enough on offer every time that I feel like I have the agency to actually make good, solid choices and do the best I can to improve along the way. Will that always work out? Will I sometimes get a dud like I did the first time I played it? Sure. But that's kind of okay because it doesn't take that long to play, especially once you get used to it. And there's a lot to explore. As I talked about before, if you haven't seen this game, there's 4 very, very different characters. They all have whole different mechanics. The decks that you play with are completely different from character to character. And so you will have an entirely different gaming experience playing that. Plus, when you get to the next act, the cards that you play against, the enemies that you play against in each act are different. So even if you get really good at playing Act 1 because you've really spent a lot of time in it, you might get to Act 2 and just have your hand handed to you, or your head handed to you because you're just not prepared at all for those critters and what that contest looks like. So yeah, there's a lot to see. There's a lot to do. It makes me really want to keep playing it. I am going to save my progress and we'll pick it up. It may not be this next week. I do typically stream on Sundays at 1 o'clock Pacific time. So this is an abnormality for me. I'm doing an evening stream in the middle of the week because my Sunday stream, I had some technical difficulties in recording it that I really wanted to get this thing recorded and do a better job on it. So you get to see it again tonight, but typically I don't tend to stream much in the evenings, but find me on Sundays at 1 o'clock Pacific. And if you can't find me during that time, I do post all of my streams on my YouTube channel. You can find those links in the chat and also on my Twitch profile. So yeah, thank you again for joining me. And this has been great to have so many people watching and following us along tonight. And thanks again to all you raiders who stuck around. And in fact, if you don't mind sticking around again, we'll raid out because we have enough people watching today that that's actually worthwhile doing. So thanks everybody for joining me, and just hang on a couple minutes while we get the raid going. We'll see you soon. Hopefully see you Sunday. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.